It was 2010. 3 years after Aquariders we got a new deepwater series. Good old Aquazone Dam, this time changed into Atlantis. City divers divided to go underwater and find the lost city of Atlantis. This series holds a special place in my heart. It was a time when I come back from Dark Age and bought a lot of new sets. After 15 years I will return to it and rebuild one of my favorite Atlantis sets, Gateway of the Squid. Welcome back to my channel. Today is something completely new, the Atlantis series. Some of you remember it, and if not, today you will find out what secrets hides Atlantis. The series had 3 waves. The first one appeared in 2010. In addition to many interesting facts, you'll also see my new project. So sit back and let's get started. The Atlantis series had a very interesting plot. You might think that in 2010 it was standard, but in this case we even had a small TV series. I remember that on the Lego website there were short episodes from time to time, which presented the fate of the diving crew in a very interesting way. Step by step we got to know the brave divers and their sea opponents. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. I still like it and recommended it. The entire Atlantis series received 19 sets. There are also a few polybags, but I won't talk about them. In 2010 there were 2 waves of sets, 10 in the first, at the beginning of the year, 4 in the second, including the largest set, Portal of Atlantis, which I still like a lot. There were also 2 sets marked as limited, but there were a lot of them in the stores and everyone could buy them. In 2011, the series was continued. Unfortunately, similarly to the case of other series, I'm thinking here about Power Miners. Next year was one big disappointment. The set that deserves attention is of course City of Atlantis. In the third wave, design of this series has changed, unfortunately for the worse. It so happens that I have 3 catalogs which Atlantis appeared. In 2010 divers appeared on the first page. Inside we could see all the available sets. Look at these beautiful pictures. There is also a description of the main characters. In the second half of the year we saw sets from the second wave, including one of my favorites, underwater base for the diving team that transformed into a submarine. The following year we saw the third and the final wave of Atlantis. Will there ever be another underwater science fiction series? I hope so. The full crew of Atlantis is 6 divers. In my MOC there will be 4. Each of them had unique abilities. Thanks to these the team was able to solve the most difficult problems. And so here we have Bobby, Samantha, Lance, and Captain Ace. Atlantis also has its warriors, who guard its secrets. They are Manta Warrior, Shark Warrior, and Squid Warrior. Others appeared in Wave 3, but I wasn't able to buy any. A very important element of this series are the portal keys. This is a unique part for this series. In the first and second wave, there were 5 different keys, with the print of sea enemies. As you can see, I have all of them, and some of them will definitely appear in this MOC. The plan for this MOC is simple. It will be a remaster of one of the best sets in this series, Gateway of the Squid. I used to have many sets, almost all from the first wave, but I didn't have this one. So it's time to change that. My version will be much bigger than the set. I found this graphic that better shows what this place should look like. I think I'll want to build something very similar. The first thing I built here is a small squid. In the official set there are also 2, a large one and small one. A fairly simple construction, but I like it a lot. It will hunt divers. There is also something here that deserves attention. To build the eyes of the squid, I used 1x1 round tiles, with a print. Such bricks appear in Speed Champion set, and are simply lights. I think it is a very cool idea to use them as eyes. Just like in the set, in my project I wanted to make a working gate. After a while I made something like this. As you can see, without a key, the door will not work. You can turn it and nothing. After getting one of the Atlantis keys, just put it in the right place and turn it. See for yourself. There are 9 gears here. I start building the terrain. The base will be built in freeform style. It's been a while since I built anything in 10. I had to make sure I had enough parts. As you can see, I'm adding previously prepared terrain fragments. I think that freeform will be the best for this project. A moment later, the baseplate is much bigger. I don't know yet how big the area will be. To plan everything properly, I will put the gate mechanism. It will be somewhere in this place. So now I know that I need a bigger piece of land at the back. I also have to take into account the size of the squid, which is really big. I think I already know how much more I have to build, so let's get to work. I finally managed to install the gate opening mechanism, and I started building the stairs, but more on that in a moment. I also finished building the baseplate. I gave a lot of space at the back to make the main part of the structure at the later stage. Let's go back to the stairs for a moment. I made the front using the snot technique and added small cheesy slopes. It looks very nice. There is also an additional olive green color. After all, everything is underwater. The door opening mechanism works without any problems. See for yourself. Very satisfying, right? After a while, I have the first part of my MOC ready. But now there will be another part with the treasure at the back. The stairs looks very nice. Everything is covered with sand, just like in the set. I added some gold decorations that match to the gate. I'm glad that I managed to hide all the gears as well. Thanks to this, the structure looks great. And this is just the beginning. Now it's time for something else. During the construction, I thought that a speeder for drivers would be a cool addition. So I built one engine, then another one, and after a few hours I came up with something like this. A light scout submarine, with the ability to transport bombs, and it will be definitely useful against the main enemy. I think it looks very cool, and match the style of the official sets. Okay, now it's time for the middle part. I thought for a long time what to build here. I had a few ideas. In the end I chose this one, the Unlucky Diver. As you can see, some time ago one diver was already in this place. However, instead of treasure, something much worse happened to him. The poor guy got stuck in this place, and will stay here forever. I think such a detail is a cool idea. It would be even better if I had an Aquarider's helmet. I'm starting to build the back part of my structure. Because the set had a few slopes in this place, I thought I'd try to do something similar. After a few attempts, I managed to match the slopes like this. They look very good. And because they are made of bricks, I can add a lot of details here. The most important part here is to buy one grill slope. A very cool technique, right? I'll definitely use it in my other MOCs. A moment later, some bricks arrived. I also came up with new, very interesting detail. I'll tell you more about it in a moment. I already know how I want to build this place, so I can finally finish these slopes. I've already shown it on my Instagram. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. Perfect fit, very satisfying. You're probably wondering about this lime color. It will be a place for squid eggs. I thought that since it's a big squid, it could have light eggs. You can even see small squid inside. Cute, right? I'll mount them in a very clever way, on antennas. To make it even cooler, I added a light brick here. There's a simple button at the back to turn it on. It's the same technique I often use in my Minecraft MOCs. And this is how it works. I like it a lot. The back of my MOC is almost ready. There's only one more thing left. For now, a golden chest has appeared here, and Shark Warrior, who will guard it. In the original set, there was a trap here, a trapdoor. I planned to do it, but in the end I prefer to add squid eggs. Also, I didn't have that much space here to make a mechanism. Time to build the main temple or whatever it is. I know from the beginning what effect I wanted to achieve. The roof in the set was tan. I decided to change it into the gold. The main problem with this part is that it has to be very durable. After all, there will be something very large and heavy on the top. The finished roof resembles a trident. And I have to admit that I like it a lot. And finally, last details. I had a few ideas and chose something like this. At the beginning I added a few small stones to make the surface a bit more interesting. Then there are additional plants such as a seagrass and corals. Finally, I managed to use these glow-in-the-dark parts from the Avatar series. I bought them some time ago and only now I use them. They fit perfectly. When the details are ready, I only have the last big thing left. Time for the biggest highlight of this MOC. Giant squid. I started building this monster some time ago. I waited for a long time for the necessary parts, mainly for the tentacles. I think I can make instruction for it, but I don't know if anyone would want to. The design is a big reference to this photo. This is the squid that appeared in the Atlantis TV series, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video. In the middle there is a mouth full of teeth. The tentacles are movable, so you can freely position them. The body is made of 3 sections that are tightly connected to each other. On the one side, I mounted a Technic brick, to which you can mount a display stand. This is probably the first time I built such organic thing, and I am very pleased with the effect. And this is how my MOC looks like. For many of you, this is probably the first contact with the Atlantis series. For others, a nostalgic trip back in time. I have to tell you that I had a great time building this MOC. It's been a long time since I had such fun building. Atlantis is full of memories. After all, it's been 15 years. I think this project will stay with me for a long time. It's possible that I'll want to build another MOC from this series in the future. Maybe a diving base or a large submarine. Let me know in the comments how do you like this series. I already have a few ideas for next MOCs. Exoforce will definitely appear in some time, for which I am starting collecting parts. Okay, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye!